Hello and welcome everybody, I'm Proper Baron and I'm excited because today we're going to be jumping headfirst into Victoria 3. In this video, sponsored by Paradox Interactive, I said to myself, let's have a bit of a challenge, and that challenge will be to speedrun the formation of the Holy Roman Empire in Victoria 3. Is there such a tag as a Holy Roman Empire? Are people speedrunning grand strategy games? Probably no to both of these, but I gotta tell you right now, we're going to make it work. And if you're interested in Victoria 3, either to stop what I'm about to do from ever happening again, or if you want to emulate it, then make sure to check out the link in the description and in the pinned comment, because there you can then, of course, learn everything that you need to know about Victoria 3. And with that being said, let's just jump straight in. Now, I gotta be honest with you, I actually have no idea whether I can pull this off. I thought about the theory, I think I know how to make it happen, but I trust myself enough because I've played so many hours since I got access to the game to actually do this in Iron Man. Now, I gotta tell you, there are many ways to play this game, and today we're gonna do a bit of a cheeky way. We're gonna do such an insulting way when it comes to insulting Prussia, I should say. First of all, we're going to improve relationships with all the people around us here that are in the customs union of Prussia. You can see that Zollverein, the Prussian market, exists, and we want to get as many people out of it as possible. There are some key member states that we really want outside of that market, and Hesse-Kassel is one of them. Do you know why? You're gonna see soon enough, I can tell you this right now. Obviously, Hanover would also a nice get. That is, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, you know how it is. Now, we're not gonna form Germany, but I will be using or misusing the tools given to me to form Germany to recreate the Holy Roman Empire. Again, could go wrong at any given moment, and I mean, have you seen the history of the Holy Roman Empire? It might actually go wrong. Now, the other thing, and I'm doing this just for fun, because we can, right? We're going to roll it back a little bit. Don't worry about the details here, but we're going to legitimately just go into the medieval period, except with trains and mines and all that stuff. Let's reintroduce agrarianism. It's a really bad law. You should never do this. But I think we can pull this off, agrarianism or not, because, hey, we're gonna be making a lot of money either way. Now, you know, I could tell you a hell of a lot about the econ, and there's a lot to it. I mean, it's just such an incredibly rich topic in this game, but we're not gonna do this. All that you need to know for starters is that we're going to be building up, we're gonna industrialize like crazy, and most of what you need is basically iron, coal, steel, tools, and of course, sulfur. Just look at the side. If you see this as a Prussia player, Prussia's in a very strong position, by the way. Technically, right now as it stands, especially, of course, with their Prussian customs union here, they are ahead of us. They are using advanced production methods for their army. They have a skirmish infantry right here, while we are just looking at, you know, of course, the line infantry. Somebody has to make sure that, you know, things are working in our country before we can attack Prussia, because right now, we're a bit weaker than them. And we're doing this by building iron mines. This iron will then be used to make more tools, and the tools, you might have just spotted it there already, will then be used to make more iron. It's a bit of a circular thing, but the more you make, the more you can make, the more you can make. And look at that, absolutely beautiful. Clemens von Metternich, none other than our beloved Clemens von Metternich, the engineer of the order in Europe and the German-speaking countries after Napoleon, is saying, hey, wait a minute. We should go back to agrarianism. That's a good idea. And apparently everybody agrees. Alright, and now we have reached a couple of magic numbers. First of all, check this out. Hanover is free. That is because the old king is dead, and long live Queen Victoria of Hanover. She's industrialist, she's a moderate, and she is beloved. I mean, that is not surprising. We're looking at Hanover now as a free state. They are in their own customs union. This is a very neat little tidbit that is actually implemented in the game. This is the Steuerverein. It was basically founded by these members because they were saying, okay, wait a minute, we're no longer with Britain, but we don't want to be with Prussia. Let's keep Prussia away from us. And so they founded their own customs union. Here comes the big move. Here comes the cheeky move. The move that is absolutely disgusting. I have increased the relations with all of these folks, and now we're going to get them, or at least we're going to get whoever we can into our customs union. Why are we getting these people into our customs unions? I desperately need Hesse-Kassel. If we get Hesse-Kassel and Bavaria, we are literally cutting off Prussia from their entire west. And their west, you might know this, it's the Rhineland, right? It has coal, it has iron, it has sulfur, it makes steel, it makes weapons, it makes all these things, and it won't be able to access the Prussian market anymore. We are being incredibly cheeky here, but I'm pretty sure it's gonna work out. Let's take a look at this. Here you go. Oh, I love this. You know, I was thinking about this. I thought this strategy would work, and apparently it does, because you're gonna see this right there. We just cut off the entire west of the Prussian market. Now, this will make the Prussians very angry, but I don't mind too much. Look at this. This is totally worth it. They no longer have access to groceries, to ammunition, to luxury clothes, to art. Oh my god. Now, the only thing that I need is Saxony, and let me tell you exactly why. There are not many places in Germany, at the very least, I should say, where you can produce sulfur. Obviously, you can do it here in Silesia, you can do it here in West Prussia, but currently, the only places in the Prussian market producing it is Westphalia and Saxony. And think about it. Westphalia is cut off. They can no longer access that sulfur. If I get Saxony outside of the Prussian market, Prussia is basically done. At that point, we can just walk all over them, and they have no shot at anything whatsoever. And there you go, we just unlocked nationalism. Now why? Oh, and man, our exposure is giving us central archives. That is so good for the secret police. But why do we need central archives? Why do we need nationalism? Well, for nationalism, we are looking at the German nation formation. We can now launch a leadership play at any given moment that lets us go to war against Prussia and lets us completely decimate them, hopefully making it so that they are then no longer a great power. If Prussia stops being a great power, and you can see that they've already dropped to rank 6 because we cut them off, their prestige is doing terribly, but if we drop them off far enough, they will actually be annexable via the German decision. That is exactly what we want to do here. Alright, so we just passed agrarianism, and I want to reiterate this, by the way. Do not emulate everything that you see in this video. I'm doing this for just as a jest, okay? You don't need to do this to form the HRE. But you do need it to do this. So why don't we just take a quick look at, why don't we take a quick gander at this, okay? Yeah, but look at that. It definitely decimated our investment pool. We're looking at 2.78k going into the pool now. It was 15k before that. Again, do not do this. It's not very smart. It's just insane. And I mean, that's ultimately why we're here, right? Now, you might be saying, hey, how come that you haven't had any rebellions? How come that you can do this while 5 million of your people are radicals and very angry? It's this, you know, you can become a good person, you can democratize, or you just say, hey, let's just, you know. I love bureaucracy. I really love bureaucracy, folks. Prussia is in such a bad state that the field skirmish infantry had to be rolled back to line infantry because they literally cannot afford running anything else. Oh, Prussia, they're down to 291 prestige. They get 194 from army power projection. We're getting 299. Now, the important part about this is, and again, I tried to highlight this earlier, we now need to understand that we're basically here, let me just... Hell yeah. We need to understand that we need Prussia to not be a great power. How do you do that? Well, the best choice here is usually to basically say, dear Prussia, I would like you to give up some of your land. This makes it so that you don't pick up any of your infamy. If you conquered it yourself, you would get infamy, but you don't pick up any infamy if you just release estates. So, basically, we're going to launch the leadership play and then immediately demand that they also not just give us the German leadership, but also just liberate a couple of countries. How about Westphalia? The whole thing. Just release the entire thing. I really like that you can always see that everybody just kind of hates Prussia. You got the British, you got the Dutch, you got Russia. And you know what, Russia, I might actually... No, you know what? I'm not going to ask anybody. So there's a risk here. If they just give in, the result would be that, you know, they give in and I only get the leadership. I need them to liberate these countries, Westphalia and Pomerania. And look at them. I mean, so here in the West, they cannot oppose us because the barracks that they have in the West, the only barracks that can reach these front lines are completely cut off. Now in the East, it shouldn't be that clear, but somehow it is. Let's just take a quick look at this. Do you have a general shortage? No, you don't. Wow, I assume that they basically just have a pretty bad general here. General Hans Ernst Karl von Zieten. He's an open terrain commander, pious, and an explorer. How are we doing here? Maybe we just have a great one. Oh, he's an expert offensive planner. He will decimate the enemy. Look at this aggressive maneuver. Yeah, we have a great general while they have basically nothing. And I mean, yeah, they're just falling apart over here in the East. They straight up do not have enough troops to make this work. Oh, this is going to be disastrous for you, Prussia. You never should have come here. And oh my god, we just enacted serfdom. We just enacted serfdom. Huh. And there you have it. This was a longer fight than I anticipated. It's 1842 already. But would you look at that? Prussia has given in. Prussia lost this war. They're not doing that hot. They are great power still, but not for long. Their prestige is 193 now. As long as they fall under 212, they will stop being a great power before long, and then Oh my god, then it will all be over for them. I really love how these have been sitting here the entire time. Restore serfdom, abolish. The industrialists, the rule folk, the trade unions, they're like, hey, you can't do that. But also, we don't have the support to actually do anything. Oh, they just gained radicalism. I assume it's because we're trying to pass secret police. I do not want to risk a civil war. Oh, it's not that. It's because the intelligentsia joined. Oh, that is so bad. Listen, this is risky. I'm going to start suppressing a couple of people here, okay? And would you look at that? Prussia has fallen to rank 7. They are merely a major power now. And I think you know what's happening next. I think we all know what is happening next. It's time to launch a unification play. All of the people here that have our flag, they would just agree to form Germany right now. But with a unification play, I can actually get all of this. I can get Prussia, I can get the entire goddamn thing. And oh my god, this play just escalated. I think everybody around me, and this is just what happens when you have 92 infamy, everybody around me kind of goes like, wait a minute, I think I hate this guy. They all do not feel all that nicely about me. And this led to Russia jumping into this. Now, I am not a big fan of this. I can get Britain into this, but I'm worried that it might turn France into, like, against me. I am praying that we just have enough. Oh, we got nitroglycerin, and also a world war has started. I think we'll be fine. You can see it right here. They don't even have enough troops to actually act against me on this front line. They're completely done. Prussia is at the very least. Austria, not so much. I mean, Russia, not so much. But Russia seems to be busy. Why? They have barely anything at our front line here. Now, the good part about this warfare system, the way it currently works for us here, is that yes, we are fighting Russia. I don't know that we could actually defeat them. Yes, we're advancing, but that's just because we had a mobilization benefit, basically. But it's that doesn't actually matter. Because we took Berlin, we completely decimated Prussia, and they, there you go, will capitulate. And they did capitulate, and all of a sudden we're looking at a situation where this is a reality. Alright, here we are. The war's over. Austria has annexed everything. It looks like we're going to face a rebellion, or well, a revolution. I don't actually think we will. And I can explain why. My next step is very much not to be this big. You know, I could go right here. I could now click the button, form Germany. We're not going to do any of this. The plan and the goal, and it's now 1844, that's how fast we were. The plan and the goal was to form the Holy Roman Empire. Now, the Holy Roman Empire isn't the tag, but think about it, we reinstituted serfdom, we have agrarianism, we are a monarchy, we are an autocracy. All I need to do now is to release a couple of subjects that are the feudal vassals that we have always wished for. Ah, isn't this aesthetically pleasing? I think so, and I gotta tell you, it's not even the best part. The best parts are, you know, if we look at their politics, that they have agrarianism and serfdom. We literally pushed the entirety of Germany back to basically being a medieval country. But it's not just that. It's also this beautiful, beautiful amount of income we get from our puppets. And this is only going to go up. And now I told you, this number's only going to go up. We're at 54k already. And look at this. Look at this graph. Isn't that just beautiful? That's a great graph, I gotta tell you. Now, have you ever heard of Holy Roman colonies? Because I haven't, but I'm gonna start making that be a thing, yeah? Oh, and look at that. We have a major Italian war. I didn't go into this one because I don't have anything to ask for, and more importantly, I have very negative infamy. If you didn't see that, it looks like Sicily's. Two Sicilies wants to unify Italy by conquering Tuscany, but France is saying no. We're making 72k now off of the diplomatic pacts with our puppets. Westphalia 11k, Hesse 5.3k. Where's can't even spot Prussia. I might be blind. There it is, 12k. You gotta step it up. Westphalia is catching you, Prussia. You're just a rump state, buddy. Oh, and there you go. They actually won the fight. Italy has unified. Oh, they capitulated Tuscany. And then they had the approval of the Papal States and of Sardinia, Piedmont. Now Parma, Modena, and Lucca remain independent. I think Parma is technically... Yeah, they're in my sphere of influence. And there you go. We now have colonial exploitation. And this is a big one. Let me just get the next tech. Basically what I'm doing here, by the way, is I'm going as deep as I can into the tech tree on production before I release the second charge of vassals. We're going to get to that in a second, but this now means that I can actually establish colonies here, and this is great territory if you are just like a colonial nation that can't really do all the... Oh, Because this territory has rubber, it has dyes, it has sugar, it has everything that you need to build a very, very, very rich economy. And I mean, that's what we're doing, right? So let's build up our territory right here. We've already started a colony. I don't think, yeah, we don't actually have any location here. Oh no, there it is. Yeah, I saw it. Okay, why don't we build up a port right here and do that first, yeah? So that we have an actual connection to our dear, dear new colony. We have now also built some gorgeous railways. Just look at this. Look at these trains popping off. I gotta tell you, by the way, I have barely built anything in Vienna. And the purpose for this is that I'm gonna redesign this city. I will get rid of the factories that you can see. This should be a furniture factory, if I'm not mistaken, right here. We'll get rid of these and build only, you know, for example, barracks. I will build government administrations, art academies, universities. Because I will make this the city of the world. Trust me, it will be absolutely gorgeous. This really feels like the Middle Ages now. Look at this. Anhaltian peasant revolt. It's literally the peasants rising up like in CK3 in an actual peasant revolt right there. Alright, listen. I have a plan and it's complete insanity. You can see it's 1853. A couple of years have passed. I've built up our economy. It's been going great. You can see one thing, and this is very important to point out. There's very little economy in Austria proper. What I'm trying to do here is, I'm trying to literally get rid of the entire rest of my empire, make them into puppets, and then just be Austria, and literally just the Imperial army. Will this work? I don't know, but I mean, just look at this. We are making 103k in diplomatic pacts. Prussia barely ahead of Westphalia. I mean, Bavaria doing great actually. Wow, Württemberg doing great as well, Baden. I think I can straight up just decentralize us so far that I can maintain a colony down here while not having a single port myself. Only my puppets would have my ports. Oh my god, just look at how this city is expanding incredibly aggressively. Because I'm building these barracks everywhere. Look at this, every week new buildings pop up. Just take this in for a second. This is what happens if you become an empire and you decide that the entirety of a town should just be an army city. Once we finish building barracks here, once they're all fully staffed, this is going to be a big, big city, literally just full of soldiers. Literally just full of soldiers. I have equipped my empire with a sprawling economy. We are currently number 2, but you know, that's just because, well, you know, I didn't really build up my personal econ right here. We have a strong econ in our vassals, and we're now going to have even more vassals, together with a truly, truly terrifying army based entirely in Vienna, in Graz, and of course in Innsbruck. Look at them go. You were not meant to have this many barracks in Innsbruck, and yet here we are. So what we're going to do right now is I'm going to give freedom to the other peoples of Austria. You know, I said this at the start of the video, they didn't like us, so understandable, I get it, you know, like we're a bit of a son of a gun maybe. Why don't you just hang out in your own little kingdoms, and I'll hang out in my little empire, and you can be a part of that, right? I'm looking at this right now, and I gotta tell you, I like the aesthetics of this even, like, but I want to go really hard on this, okay? This is a bit of a meme build. It looks nice, but we're gonna go ahead, we're gonna release, I forgot Luxembourg, I should have released that earlier. We're gonna even release Slovenia. This means we will literally not have a port, so if we ever do an overseas fight, I need an ally. Luckily, we are allied with France here, with good King Louis-Philippe d'Orléans. But now look at us, we still have 306 battalions just in our own name. They're all using skirmish infantry, they're all incredibly well equipped, and our money is kind of crazy. The only risk here that we're looking at now is, since I got rid of so many buildings and had debt, my debt ceiling just got lowered, and now technically we're at the maximum. So let's just take a look at this. We are now making 200,000 just of the diplomatic pacts that we have with our puppets. Hungary 16k, Bohemia 12k, Croatia 15k just from Croatia. The Holy Roman Empire, baby, is back. There can't be any debate about this anymore. Our infamy is good enough that I would say, I think we should ask this good friend of ours, Switzerland, to become our vassal. Let's hope. Let's hope that we can defeat them. This is going to be a close fight. And oh my god, of course Russia joins in again. You know what? Russia? Not this time. I'm going to be liberating Poland. And I mean, I don't think I need to tell you that my troops are significantly superior to the Russian troops, they're not gonna have a good time. Poland will fall, will be freed, and maybe later on added to the Holy Roman Empire. Did you know it used to be a part of it? At least for some part there in the 10th century. Well, folks, this war is over. Was pretty fast, I gotta tell you, and Poland is now free. Now, Poland, I would really like it if you actually just were to become my protectorate. Yeah, they're not that willing to do that, huh? Look at our income level. What can I say? 234k from our puppets. I gotta tell you, I got my eyes on the Netherlands. I would like to grab some of that Netherlands territory right here. Who would come to their aid? Nobody. Scandinavia. I would make 42 infamy, which definitely will isolate me again. It could even make it so that these folks here will hate me and actually move against me. I would like to make you a puppet, maybe to finish this video. You can see this, by the way. So I have 317 units. All of these folks are my army leaders, of course. I can mobilize all of them. And we're looking at plus 81.9k. Now, on top of that, all of my vassals have armies and are willing to use them. They are routinely worse than mine, but good enough to hold off an enemy. I bullied the Netherlands into submission. They are now also a puppet. Don't worry about it, Netherlands, okay? You're never leaving the Holy Roman Empire again. And I inherited the Dutch East Indies. This, by the way, yeah, they're not having a great time over here, but oh my god, the Dutch East Indies are here, and I absolutely love this. I have not a single ship, might I add. I have not a single ship. But before I let them go, I built a huge amount of ports, you know, in Trieste and Croatia and so on. And I mean, look at that. We basically have infinite convoys. We are an unstoppable force of nature. Alright, so I have now become a pariah trying to take Belgium. A lot of people did not like this, but they don't seem decisive enough to actually do something about it. Yeah, they got nothing. Wow. Time. Oh, to just surrender, I guess. They just surrendered. Oh no, Italy. So the AI saw that I'm a pariah and they're like, I'm gonna beat that guy up. Oh, Italy, I don't think you are. I don't think you are. In fact, I'm pretty sure you're gonna lose a bunch of land here. You know, I couldn't stop Italy from forming, but my Imperial army, again, I straight up, I have no GDP anymore. You can literally see it on this map. It's so good. My Imperial army is in a position where I can just kind of like go around and beat people up. 317 regular battalions. Yeah, look at that. Italy is not having a good time. Italy is having a pretty bad time, all things considered. And there you go. Let's hope that the borders look okay. Honestly, yeah, that's not beautiful, but the rest I'm pretty... I mean, this is pretty cute. We got King Marcantonio della Rovere. What are your politics? Do you have my politics? No, he has serfdom abolished. I assume these are Italian politics that he inherited here. Well, folks, there you have it. If this isn't an aesthetic realm, then I don't know what is, and it's totally viable. Now, I gotta tell you, I could ruin this in an instant. I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it. To do this, you have to play the game yourself, but you could form Germany any second and literally annex all of the German parts of the empire in one go. I'm not gonna do that again. Make sure to check out the link in the description, and in the pinned comment, you will find some information about Victoria 3 right there. You can also purchase it there, of course. And for now, I'll see you later, alligator.